Before this video begins, I'd just like to give a thank you to our most recent patrons, donators and Twitch subscribers. These being Dante Demonic, Tribal Typhoon, Skyhawkings, Negus, Miss Future Teach and TravisGames. Thank you, all of you. Greetings and welcome to Shadowstar. I'm Captain Ri'shad, aka the Renegade, and this is getting very temporal. Allow me to introduce you to the Verne class, a magnificent upgrade on the Wells. Certainly far more majestic looking than the Wells was. This is a Starship visual review video where we'll be taking a look first of all at the possible customization options for this Starship, chasing it up with any special features it may have, such as the bridge. And then we'll get into looking at finer detailing via demo record. See this ship's, I would say, additional features slash, let's go with minimalistic approach. And then we can chase that on to take a look at possible vanity shield options that you could have for the ship should you acquire them. With this being said, I've said enough. Shall we begin? So we start off with the Verne's customization, which I'm just going to be frank, I love. We have the Verne slash the Wells templates that can be used. Unfortunately, you can only work on the two. You used to be able to play about with the actual time discs, but that's been changed and they've been adjusted to the windows now, so you customize them over here instead. You have the Verne Grey, Mobius Grey, hello, Mobius Standard and Verne Standard. This is also in customized tangent with the many vanity shields you've got. Sorry, hull platings you've got, vanity shields. I'm not on that yet. It should be noted that the windows will often match up with at least one of the types of temporal hull you get. They don't necessarily match up too well with other alternates, as you can possibly see right now. As you can see, go back to grey there, it's okay with, say, the Type 3. Doesn't blend as well with oh, where is it? There you go, Type 1, which is extremely light in colour. It's okay with a Type 7. So, you got that. But yes, of course, you've got Type 1 to Type 7 available on this ship. The Aeon is plausibly my favourite on this vessel. Dark Mirror, which is, I would say, incorrectly named, as I would call that something else. Decline, which is just awesome on this vessel. The Mirror, which makes sense. The Dark Mirror, I mean Mobius, which is the Dark Mirror hull with the mirror patterns put onto it. So you can see why I think Dark Mirror should be called Mobius and Mobius should be called Dark Mirror, but hey ho, that's just me. You also have Upgrade, which looks absolutely amazing on this ship if you've got it available. The Verne, it's standard plating, which is just beautiful. The Wells, which is a slightly lighter variant. And the Veteran, if you are a veteran player. I should note that this veteran type does variate depending on your faction and the ship you have got. So, much like the Aegis hull, the Aegis vanity shield looks different depending on your faction, so will this for you, which is technically where this ship gets some of its nicest looks from. Unfortunately, I'm only looking at the Federation side. I will get really confused if I start trying to get between all of them. I'm sorry. You have all patterns available, though I should be noted that the discs are just these bland areas you can see at the back near the impulse array, and with the red dots on near the back, not the forward dots. So yeah, you are practically putting a pattern over the entire ship just by doing hull. Something to note. You also have the temple bridge available, which is something I really do approve of. So let's go take a look at that now. Now, for those who saw my last review, you know that the Amari bridge, which is another unique bridge, is absolutely expansive. It really does go into mega detail. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to do that with this one, so we are limited to just the bridge. I would say welcome temple agents, but yeah, we're all just Starfleet here apparently. Ooh, and a certain Saval. Now, with this being said, this is a beautiful recreation and replica, right down to even the finest details really, from the episode that it was in Star Trek Voyager. I do believe one involving Seven of Nine, and Janeway. Having a lot of temporal fun. If anyone knows the joke I was making there. Oh, it's one of my favourite Voyager episodes. And considering Voyager is not one of my favourite of the series, or it is a series I like, but it's not at the top. It's nice to say that something that I really did enjoy from Voyager has been replicated so well here. Right down to the handrails. Right down to what you're seeing on the L-cars. If you even still call these L-cars. What they are. I have to say, I love its look. I wish there was a little bit more given to us. A bit of creative licensing done. So that we could see more into the ship. But as this is all we got, I'm still going to say thank you, because it is a unique bridge and we need a lot more of that. So, a bit easier to get on covering that. Let's get to, well, the more in-depth detailing now. Let me make this perfectly clear. She's a beauty. There's a reason why I named this ship after, well, Little Pixie. Because this ship is beautiful! Absolutely amazing ship to fly and stunning to look at. Excuse me a second. Hello there, Skyhawkings. I see you're still there. Cheeky boy. Whoop! I've lost myself. Hello. Let's get in on this, shall we? Now, when we say we're going to look at the finer detailing, this is one of those ships where looking at the finer detailing is not a case of just, hey, look at this point, look at this point, look at this point. Now, let me give you a really good example. It's what we're going to start off with, and that is the hull plating. Now, temple ships are supposed to have a very organic hull plating. It should be almost liquid-like, and that is just the way they're described. It's almost like a fluid hull. So I really appreciate the special coloration that they've done to this ship. Now, this happens anywhere in space. It's not just here in the Dyson where it happens, because the sun is raging above our heads. Anywhere in space you go, these black plates that you see will change the lighting based on light hitting them. And the higher the level of light that is hitting those plates, the more golden they will look. They literally transfer from a basic charcoal-esque look to this almost bronzed gold look, and it's such a, look at that, it's such a nice look. I really like that, and it works really well with the sort of aquamarine, not aquamarine, sort of Arctic blue. I'm going to go with Arctic blue to platinum, that is the sort of greyer part of the hull. You've got this very nice, it's actually probably my favourite detailing of this whole ship. Very nice purple plate here, and I'm 100% certain that's the bridge area. 100% certain the bridge is in there somewhere. I like this ship so much. Really like the way it looks just from the hull plating alone. But then, so before I named it Mel Pixie, I actually had a different name for the ship. I used to fly it with the Aeon hull plate. There was a reason I did this. Because I nicknamed it the Blackbird. Now, if you don't know what that is a stealth. That is a stealth reconnaissance fighter craft. Actually, I'm not sure if it was actually armed with any weapons. So it wouldn't be a fighter. But a reconnaissance aircraft, stealth reconnaissance aircraft, that is one of the most beautiful aircrafts in existence. And literally, it's my actual second favourite of all military aircraft. The fact this ship has such a similar feel to it in its design, love it. But let's get even more into detailing here. Away from the hull plating, away from its aesthetic form, which is just absolutely gorgeous. We go underneath. Unlike its counterpart, the Klein, this one, as much as it does have a very smooth underside, it has more of a belly, well, more of a goal, should I say, it's not really a belly to the ship, a goal to its forward section, and then, yeah, back behind the wing. Then it gets a little bit of a belly for its deflector dish, and it's so well implemented. It feels like a deflector of the Sabre class. Well, anyone who knows me knows that I like the Sabre class. So again, I'm absolutely in awe and loving of that simple design aesthetic. Beyond that, the deflector looks extremely advanced, and that is another thing I absolutely adore for the ship. Literally, overall, this ship to me just feels alive. Then again, looking at the underside, it looks like it literally looks like an alien. Cyclops alien coming in to eat your soul. It's aggressive. It feels aggressive, yet at the same time very sleek and aerodynamic. My primary thing I like about this ship is its sleek, fast feel, despite its sharper spearhead shape. The pennants on this ship is one of my absolute favourite parts, just purely for the fact that it's nice and smooth and it just flows gently along the ship. And it's done in a very eloquent way. It's got the delta of the temporal... Oh, it's got the sigil of the temporal agents. It's not plastered in a bad spot. Mirrored on the opposite side in quite a refined way. And then there's no need for it underneath, which is... Happily, they didn't bring it in underneath. So they did that, they could have done. I mean, there's a few places they could have put it back here by the deflector. They could have put it along the front bit where the other one is. But no, they left it to where it is, and that just works so well for me. It just looks brilliant. Now then, away from aesthetics like that, we can go to the temporal discs. Now, on the Whales class, the temporal discs never felt like they belonged. They always felt a little bit slapped into place. And it's something I want to say now about these ones, is that they don't quite have that same feeling for me. Even with the flow of the wing, and you can see how that wing is flowing and it's relatively sharp. You can't see how I'm moving my hands right now. I'm literally doing hand gestures right now. You can't see this. Even with that flow and sharpness of the wing, these discs feel like they're in place. Now, admittedly, the one on the point here is not too greatly done, because the fact the wing has that sharp edge that you can see just rolling up here into it. But ignoring that, if you go around to the opposite side of it, where it's less obvious, it actually feels like it's flowing into it now, and it's just a little raise on it. Same for these discs at the back. These discs at the back really work well for me, because you've got a small raise on the wing, but then flush to the primary hull, and it's just... It's smooth. It's the smoothness that I like. And the way they've done it, it's leveling flat for that section of the wing towards the rear... Well, the rear temporal nacelle. And for me, just that whole segment, the way that's worked out, the fact that all uniforms together, and that you can see the connection between the temple nacelle's actual functionality. That's why it doesn't feel like it's been slapped in there, and it actually feels like it's meshed part of the ship. It's a vast improvement on the whales, put it that way in my head. Go on the underside, it's still there, same placement, linked in, moving nice smoothly back, works extremely well. Again, looks absolutely lovely. And I love, if you see the light trim that you're getting here, that sort of dark gold you've got on it, just gives the ship a real futuristic design, and also an air of elegance to it. It almost feels royal to me in a way. I am also feeling a bit of a certain Star Wars ship from Naboo, but hey, maybe the Platinum Vanity Shield will give us that completely. Hey. I would take a note on that bit at the front there, but hey, it's this my viewpoint on the temple node at the front there is exactly the same as on the top. So away from that, let's go to the rear of the nacelles now. Rear of the nacelles, then you can see where it's flowed back into this. I can be honest, when it was that little bit in the center, always that random cone coming out of the center, never liked it. Absolutely hated it. I don't even like it on the Temple Dread, I believe it is. So on this one, you could probably think my viewpoint would stay negative. Same design really, hasn't changed much. I don't know why, but seeing it in the pair formation and the way it flows back off the wings and actually feels organically meshed to the wings actually has made me go from disliking it to liking it. And that's kind of uncomfortable, but at the same time, I appreciate that because it lets me take a different viewpoint on this ship for a style that I normally wouldn't like. Again, on that note though, I also like the fact that it's a step up evolution of what we're used to. They have changed the look of it a little bit, but at the same time they kept the fundamental details of that technology to let you know exactly what you're looking at. It's the same thing, just a little bit more updated. The impulse array is insane. It's one of my favourite features of this ship's design is that impulse. Literally that impulsive engine. It's huge, yeah? But it's multiple segmented impulse arrays that all function together. To me, this is what you'd be going for if you're looking at a temporal ship. This ship is temporal. It moves through the time stream. Moving forwards does not necessarily mean it's moving forwards. It could be going... The ship could essentially be flying forwards in a direction that it would make you think it's going from Sol to Vulcan, but it's actually going Vulcan to Sol. And that's something you've got to think about with this Starship's design. And to me, this impulse array gives you that level of high-tech feel that makes me think this impulse array is functioning in multiple directions. It isn't just straight out pushing backwards. It is up, down, left, right, even backwards. And that's what I like about that feel. It's just that different. It feels like it's doing more than what you'd expect it to be able to do. Now we're going to go on to something that niggles me. I'll go on to the temple observatories in a second. Strangely, this ship seems to have two of. But I want to note on something else first, okay? Weapon emplacements. Now, temple ships. Well, I'm going to reference something now just to give you an idea of how I'm thinking. Trek Yards has recently done a review on the new Discovery refit, and of course the ships of that time period. And they're saying, yes, you probably wouldn't see weapon implementation because it's that futuristic. The weapons just form up when they're necessary and then disappear. create themselves out of the hole and then retract again. I mean, they're using nanotech armor, so why couldn't they do that? Now, Trekyards is entirely correct to say that. In fact, I think they might have forgotten just how correct, considering that the time period of discovery is actually ahead of this ship. It's ahead of the Verne class, it's ahead of the Wells class, because it's gone beyond the Temple War, and it's now when the Temple War has been outlawed and banned. Now, when Temple ships were first showing up in Star Trek, there was a distinctive thing noted. Where's its weapons? They kept saying that. Where are its weapons? The idea being, the weapons aren't always there. They were supposed to organically form when necessary, which is, funny enough, why I found it funny Trekyards was saying that as a possibility, when in my head, that's a guaranteed, because we already had that in Temple ships. So, why does the Verne class have weapons? Visible. I mean, yes, I understand why they're doing it. It helps out with the game. And the Verne was designed by STO. But, okay, let's get into it. You got 2 possible torpedo emitters there at the back. I'm going to say torpedo emitters. Beam strip 1, beam strip 2. Underneath beam strip 1 and 2, so that's 4 beam strips at the rear. Now, I'm not going to say the ship is only armed with that minimalistic number of beam strips, because 1, it could be just 4 beam strips, and at this point of the Temple initiative, Temple Starship design, unlike the Galaxy strips, which I believe could fire 3 or 4 emitters at the same time from one strip, this is probably doing 12 to 24, like, okay, full barrage off of one strip. It would surprise me. This is a temple ship. It's not a temple warship, but it's a temple ship. It's very likely to have that ability. Going to the front, you've got another 2 strips. 1, 2. Underneath, 1, 2. Very well positioned. I'm going to be honest. I like the positionings because the weapon strips show perfect coverage. This ship doesn't have a blind spot. That is something I very much approve of. It doesn't have a blind spot. It also gives you an idea where the weapon formations would possibly form if necessary. But to be fair, I don't see why they'd have to be there, because, hey, these little circular discs here, they could easily form into omnidirectional points, and they still have this ship pretty much covered. And these discs are throughout the ship, so to me, they're also probably possible formation points for weapon nodes, or maybe tractor emitters, maybe sensor emitters, sensor nodes. The ship can organically change its hull if necessary, so I mean, it's not quite as advanced as the time period Discovery's in. Discovery can basically refit, or the ships of Discovery's future period can refit themselves entirely for what they need. I wouldn't say this one would be as plausible for that, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like, these circular points could be replicators, so they just replicate what they need and then dismantle it. Okay, to the Temple observatories and also Temple sensors while you're at it. This ship has actually got very well placed Temple sensors, with 1 at the rear, 1 at the very nose, and if we go underneath, 1 by the deflector dish, and again 1 by the nose. This is what I would call pretty smartly placed Temple sensors, and I would imagine that as a result this ship has got quite the advanced Temple, basically Temple web, Temple observatory, with the sensors being able to let the ship know exactly where it is in time at all points, no matter what time period it wants to detect itself in. That's also probably why it has 2 Temple observatories. 1, 2. And now these are the bits that are modified, when you change the windows, these are the only things that will change. And to be fair, I love the design of them. They look great. But what I really like is the fact that they have changed it from 1 to 2. And it just feels to me like this ship is more functional as a result. Finally to talk about because I am getting way too in on top of this. Temple Deflector. Now, I don't know if a Temple Deflector is necessary. I've always assumed that this, on the Starship designs, is a Temple Deflector because it looks excessively advanced compared to a normal deflector. And because, well, let me be fair. You could send yourself through time, and as you're traveling throughout the stream of time, find yourself in the path or something else. Because it's not like this ship literally jumps from one time to another time. It literally has to travel the time stream. It's one thing they know. Temple ships do travel along the time stream itself. With that being noted, a Temple Deflector prevents it from running into something when it shouldn't. Probably doesn't work the same way as a normal deflector would do, which is basically to rebound stuff away from the ship, spatial particles away from the ship. But it would probably work in a way of it's permanently sensing ahead, and it causes the ship to veer on its time stream whenever it needs to avoid colliding with Deep Space Nine or something. So, with this being said, and with the, well, that Temple Deflector looking absolutely stunning. Oh, let's have a look at the Vanity Shield, shall we? Okay, so Vanity Shield time for Metal Pixie, and we are starting off with the Alliance Vanity Shield. Of course we are. I don't have them all, but we have some good ones, and holy moly, that does not suit it. Oh. I love how the temple domes have not changed their aesthetic appearance at all. I mean... no. Oh, bad start. We're off to a bad start. Let's then... Ooh, Biol. Now remember, I said this ship feels a bit like a stealth bomber, so this should be fun. It is literally looking like the Blackbird. I would have so much fun. Ooh. This would look amazing with just straight up any form of red weaponry or blue weaponry. It would look absolutely magic. Assimilation timer. Let's go with Borg Vanity Shield. More accurately, Cooperative Vanity Shield, but hey, I don't think they thought of that at the time. I mean, thanks to the Temple Observatories being blue at the moment, they fit quite well. If these were red, it wouldn't do as well, but hey, that's an option. I will say though, this looks actually quite good. I like the way that looks. Next up, Discovery Vanity Shield. Well, that's kind of fitting. Whew. Again, not a bad look. Mind you, this ship gets quite lucky. That blue lighting from the deflector. This ship just looks good almost in every way. Because it has a natural, very organic and gentle flow to the ship, most of these Vanity Shields should look quite good on it. I didn't actually notice that there were those cutouts on the nose at the front originally. Thank you, Discovery, for making me see them. Interesting. Don't mind me, the Emperor's Vanity Shield just seemed to be on the wrong place. The wrong ship. Now, I think both the red and the blue Temple Observatories would look quite well on this ship. It would be better if I went for the darker variants of each though. This really looks highly aggressive. Could you imagine if the Terran Empire actually got to the level of developing temple technology? Just how dangerous that would be with the way the Terran Empire are. I like to think that they never actually developed that. They were completely dismantled and destroyed before that had a chance to happen. And then the mirror universe just got to a point where they're like, we better not play with temple stuff. I will say one thing about this look. I do like the purplish blue glow on the temple discs, where there's also that orange warm glow from over at the back near the nacelle pieces. Next up, we have what probably is the only one that won't be fitting for once. Feklari Vanity Shield. Looks pretty good with it darkened though, don't it? I mean, admittedly, those tones would work quite well. It's a look that would work on this ship if you went with sort of with a darkish, blackish hull, or a dark grey with this metallic red. It would look simply amazing. Just one minor, teeny tiny, little issue I can see with it. It's the rusty doesn't work. I mean, Jesus, how far? These ships are supposed to be suspended in time. I don't think they're going to rust like that. Next up, let's wash out a little bit and go with the Kelvin Divergence. Sorry, this one actually made me step back then and actually walk away. Wow, that's beyond what I would call awful. This is one of those situations where, because the ship is so smooth in design, that even with the bits of detailing that actually does exist on this ship, this whole plating design is so washed out, the detailing actually physically gets lost. That is a horrible hull. Terrible. Medical Vanity Shield. Do you know what? If all medical services in the future, if the NHS in the future were turned into this, no one would ever die. Well, unless you, well, except for the times you get in Star Trek where you get an unbeatable virus, but here. Ah! Yeah, just imagine that. This is the ambulance that comes to pick you up. Would you feel safe? I would. If this one turns up to pick me up, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to be queued in like 5 seconds, won't I? Sorry, it's an hour recovery time. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm literally missing both my legs and both my arms, but hey, it's okay, I'm fine. Oh, wow. Platinum Vanity Shield. Basically the last one, but silver and black. I'm not gonna lie, that works really well. Exceptionally well. I do like the way this looks. God damn. It's a good look. Finally on the Vanity Shields, section 31. All things considered, this is probably the most fitting Vanity Shield considering the ship's design style. I mean, its intelligence, stealth, yep. The Blackbird Mark 72. There you go. That's what this ship is. Blackbird Mark 72. I don't know why I picked 72. Yeah. Yep, I'm loving it. Aegis time. Now this could be fun. You know, the Aegis actually isn't overpowering that, which is a nice change. Oh, I like the coloration that's going on there. That's not what I was expecting for them. Strangely enough, all the blue strip glows feel very fitting on this ship. Probably would have been better if I went with the Aeon hull, but very nice. I do like it. Assimilated. Regenerative shields time. So yeah, the Borg still persist, and they have assimilated a temple ship with my word. That is the one thing that must never happen. Mind you, they covered what could happen with that with the Borg, didn't they? Seven's friend. I don't want to go on that one yet. I want to go on to that one and that one. So this should be interesting to see. Well, yeah, deflector is exactly where you expect it to be. I like the spot that's got. That's intimidating. Well, that tells me that there's actually 2 impulse engines there, not just one. And actually, I viewed it as there being many. So I'm just going to still view it as there being many. I'm going to go with 10 impulse engines. Yeah, they just randomly pull it on the 3rd one, and it's covering the others because, yeah. The warp nacelle looks kind of funny like that, though. Awkwardly, that kind of fits. It works. Still, I don't think I'd want to leave this ship assimilated for too long, so let's purge those Borg simulation nanites and go Bajoran. Now, apparently we go Bajoran really damn well. So again, that's not a bad. Whoa! Oh, what that's done to the deflector is hilarious. I find it funny. Oh, so very funny. It's not best, but it is a funny look to the ship. Counter command covariant shield array. That actually looks quite good. Again, gives a militaristic feel to the ship. Also gives an intimidating disruptor feel. Get me some disruptor weapons. Who else thinks that the next weapons we're going to get in this game will be phased anti-proton weaponry? Next up, we have the Delta Alliance Unit Matrix Shield. Still go often I'm 50-50 on this one. Well, never 50-50. Normally I hate it. I half and half it in the sense that I like the way the whole plating works, but I hate the glowing elements. I hate the glowing elements. I mean, they're not as bad as they could have been, but they just don't feel right. Mostly when it comes to the deflector dish. Dyson regenerative time. Now this could be good. Oh. Could be was not the right word. Oh, this is one of those moments where I wish we had the simulation trail coming off the back of it. Not the simulation trail, the Dyson science vessel trail coming off the back of it. I do like Dyson ships. Next up, Iconian Resistance. Now, probably should have said it before I clicked on it, but I was expecting it not to be so bad on this ship. I'll give it credit, it isn't actually that dreadful. It looks like the ship has a bunch of eyes covering it. It's about that. Yeah, it's not bad for once. Lucari time. Lucari's restoration shields. Taking a temple feel for this one. The Lucari shields always give me that temple feeling, which is funny to say. Nope. Having fun with this shield, oh yes. Okay, next up we go Mako. Mako Resilience. I'm really not sure what I want to say on this one. I'm really not sure what I think on this one. No, I don't like it. I'm sorry, guys. For everyone that likes it, I'm sorry. I just, yeah, I could pass. Okay, Nakura, the Folian shields. Oh. It's not a bad look, really, is it? I love how the coloration is wrong again. Like, seriously, there's certain people that do programming in this game that the communication is clearly not there between the two areas, and so you end up with an impulse array jetting two different colours and warp coils jetting two different colours. It's like, okay. To each their own. If you're going to add the light path in, that weird colour streak path in, at least coordinate with them. Prevailing. Considering how close it is to its natural look, it's not like that can be really bad, is it? That looks nice on the inside of the grills there. Is that all? Hang on, has that always been there? Did I just... Nah. Give the Prevailing that. They add a little bit of extra detail that really works well. Because that also looks like a warp coil line of sight now for it. Which I like. I'm gonna give them that. I like that. Damn. Talk about grabbing my attention. Romulan Advanced. Whoop. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Not keen on it, but only because it feels like the green is slapped on. It's not really fitting of finding a place on the ship. Temple defense. Now this has to be good. Can't not be. Because if this temple one really did fit on this ship, well, we would have a problem, wouldn't we? And I'm going to be honest, it doesn't fit. Oh, it doesn't feel right to me. just makes the ship feel scaly. Oh, that's bad. Hopefully the Klein does that one better. Terran Task Force. Oh, we got the stealth bomber back again. Stealth bomber has come to run hell. I like the stars on the temple discs. Those stars on there are very Terran to me. Next up we have... Oh, God. Sometimes I wish I could just ignore this one, pretend like it doesn't exist. Yeah, there's a shield that was erased from the game. It's like, you can never see it again. Fuck you. Borg. Borg is our saving grace. Dielectric never. Jemadar time. I went crazy, I'm so sorry. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Whew. Talk about complete opposite. Now this actually looks nice. And I really do love the metallic purple. Actually similar to what I did to the ship myself. And finally, see if it feels like a Naboo vessel from Star Wars. Ooh. Fudge. Normally, I would say the honeycomb pattern is beyond too much. Normally, I would say that. Oh my God, especially around the deflector. But in this occasion, in this rare occasion, I'm going to say no. And much like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. Well, in this occasion, I love it. Oh, I like the way this looks. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to piss some people off with that. Oh, I like the way that looks. God damn. She's a pretty ship. And with almost every vanity shield you can put on her, she's a beauty. So I guess you guys know what I'm going to say here. How do I score this ship out of 10 under visuals? Well, it's an evolution of the Wells class, so we got to keep that in mind. I'm sorry. 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it... I know I'm playing favourites here, but this is my personal opinion. You're welcome to have your own opinion. In my personal opinion, this ship is beautiful. It took everything I didn't like about the Wells class and corrected it. Unlike the Klein, which does the exact opposite, it actually amplifies the things I don't like. The Verne massively improves upon the Wells shape, design and beauty. It really does feel high-tech, futuristic and beautiful. I love the look of this ship. And now, with that being said, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for watching to the very end of this video, as that is very much supportive to the channel. If you have enjoyed, then I hope you'll consider hitting the like button to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to see more of this. I will be focusing a lot more on reviews along my cinematics. So this is definitely going to become more of the main trend. And having said that, can I just say a huge thank you to Tribal Typhoon, Skyhawkings, Dante Demonic, Negus, Miss Future Teach, and TravisGames for the support you've given to this channel towards its stream and to help keep this channel functioning. I truly appreciate your help towards my dream, and hopefully guys, I will see you all, possibly, next time. Don't forget to check out our Discord, and remember, live long and prosper, my friends. Ciao for now.